the first-time listeners on our YouTube channel, on the network, to those who are with us on the radio station, Spreaker, Spotify, those who get to catch this on a replay, Karibuni Sana as well. And of course, today we're going to be talking about Africa not being saved by white people and how Africa actually will never be saved by white people. Yesterday, I shared a very interesting conversation, rather, what is happening currently in Africa. We saw Mr. Beast actually currently is in Africa, again, bringing the white man savior as always, the way been lied to, that we need white people to save us. But how and when will that end? And along that, of course, I'll be sharing some videos talking about the facts on how Africans' poverty is actually a planned project. This is not a coincidence. This is not by chance, because again, if we go back and dwell on our history actually so much, you'll see how Africans who are living in harmony, we had so much wealth. If you talk about showering or bathing in gold, that was a norm. Silver, all that was nothing like literally how we see today Africans being paid $2 to actually make a living out of this wealth, literally worth worldwide trillion resources that are being exported from the continent itself. But of course, before we get into the main conversation, a quick reminder to get yourself our application on the Google Play Store. Blackout Fire Network is the name. And of course, we have amazing organic supplements on the lineup right there. In case you've been seeking these organic supplements, kindly ensure you get this yourself, the application first. And of course, it requires you nothing to sign in, nothing, no charges. It's free of charge. You can listen to us via the radio station. You can listen to us via YouTube, rather via the show page. Better if you have an Amazon TV or Roku TV, you can just download the app and of course just put us on and you'll be able to catch us live. But for now, get yourself some brain and focus, some of the amazing supplements we have. Apart from that, we have CMOS, multivitamins, gummy bear, and so much coming, literally, which you can find on the different sports page.
Unlock your full potential with Brain and Focus, a powerful supplement designed to boost mental clarity, enhance memory, and sharpen concentration. Made from a blend of scientifically proven ingredients like ginkgo biloba, omega-3, and essential vitamins, Brain and Focus is crafted to fuel your mind. Our process ensures maximum potency and effectiveness, delivering the perfect balance of brain-boosting nutrients. Take just one capsule daily, as prescribed by your healthcare provider, and feel the difference. Whether it's powering through your workday or staying sharp in life's challenges, Brain and Focus keeps you at the top of your game. Stay sharp, stay focused, and stay ahead with Brain and Focus. Brain and Focus, fuel your mind, achieve more. Go get this product at blackhotfirenetwork.com at the Sports and Nutrition Store.
Yes, and before we get started, Karibu Sana Keith.
Oh, good morning, Joby. How you doing?
I'm good. How are you?
Yeah, trying to figure out some things. That's all. Jesus Christ. Hey, Joby. Hey, Joby. You never got a spare key, did you?
No.
I knew it. Okay. Okay. All right. I'll let you go get one tomorrow. Crazy.
Is everything okay?
Yeah. It's okay. Just that I explained to Demore, don't ever trust your employees. That's why I told him don't trust Ella having the joker drop those keys off at the studio with Shamani. And he trusted Ella, and Ella didn't even never call anybody. I'm like, Jesus Christ, man. You can't be just like, what's she gonna call in the afternoon? I told her yesterday the jokey was leaving at 8 o'clock in the morning. I said, listen, man, don't ever put on the employee's hands. Just do what I tell you to do. Just tell her to go drop those keys off. Don't, Ella's telling you, I gonna call her around in the afternoon. What? Specifically told you that she was leaving in the morning. So shit. Take those keys, like I said, to Shamani in the morning. And it would all been all right. I thought Joby had a spare key. I don't think Joby's got a spare key yet. So I said, I got to get her a spare key. Yeah.
I couldn't get a spare key. Anyway, let's get into the conversation of the day. Literally, I don't want to talk about that here. We're going to start with
I know you don't.
Yeah, it's uncomfortable. But yeah, Karibuni Sana family. Shout out to Sister Michelle. Hope you're doing amazing. Hope your week is going amazing, or rather getting along good. And we're gonna start with what is happening in the 254. Remember last year before we closed up and before the end of the year, we had Kenya signing a deal, rather seeking to privatize 5 beaches. And we had, I think one of them was the Lamu Beach. We had
Whoa, they coming for the beaches in Kenya, just like you. Man, you better not do it. You better not do it, Kenya. Oh my God, they're going the African people. They're doing it again when they colonized, when you weren't allowed to even go to your beaches. They're doing it again. Jamaica's gone. These morons can't even go to none of their beaches. These morons are on an island, and can't go to none of the beaches.
exactly.
Go
So
ahead.
what is happening actually? That was the end of 2025, where the Kenya Ministry of Tourism did plan to privatize 5 beaches. We had the Takaungu, Masambweni, Vipingo, Kipungani, and Matondoni. They
Those
mentioned
beaches
above
belong.
actually.
Them beaches belong to the people, not the government. You say, hell no, you don't got the right to privatize shit.
And I think even these are some of the beaches they have added here, because the ones I knew that they had mentioned, they're not even mentioned here. They are not talking about that. So it could be more than just 5. And they're saying that this is and the 4 islands, which is Chale, Funzi, Kwayu, and Manda, that is under the 2025-2030 National Tourism Strategy aimed at boosting high-end premium tourism. The initiative includes building luxury hotels, private villas, and marine access points through the long-term leases. So this is actually already happening. So the video you can see on your screen is where we had white people refusing black people to be there. And I love the way the people of Mombasa acted. They were like, we're not going to
See,
allow this.
see. I told you. It's colonization. Oh, the white people already starting to say black people can't come on beaches. Told you. What's the
This is
scam?
crazy. So from the video, you can see they're saying that the youth are trying to take back public beaches that have been seized by grabbers. And of course, these are not just grabbers. These are people who have been given, of course, the authority to be there. They have been told by the government. This is behind the majority of the citizens back who
Of course it
actually.
is.
And now you come to the beach, a white person is telling you, you can't come here, you nigga. You can't.
Mhm.
Punch.
Community ilijitokeza mabarobaro majenzi
Told you.
wakati ni wajenzi
They're recolonizing
hakuna
African
kuuliza
people
huyu wala
again
yule,
because of your puppets.
kuja naye tutamtia na shimo tufinike, tuletee hapa.
Don't allow, exactly. We're not gonna allow this.
Haya, community ilijitokeza mabarobaro majenzi.
Yeah, exactly. You can see the white guy trying to stop them. Nah, we're not stopping. This is a different generation you're dealing with. We're not gonna make Jamaica.
Exactly.
I'm so sorry. We can't allow this. And sadly, Kenya is way. Man, I don't think these people understand. And I think for the people who have toured Kenya so far, most of the either Africans, white people, it's very evident. We're not the people to mess with. Come on. You know we're not Nigerians. We're not some we're not,
They don't
we're
care.
not
They're
gonna
gonna try. They don't care. They're gonna try. And if you guys don't know, Nigerian's beach is gone. They're already all privatized. All right, their beaches are gone. I didn't even brought their goofy asses up either. I'm breaking or you're breaking. I'm breaking.
Yeah, it's crazy. I think it's me then on my
Yeah.
end. But yeah, we're not
Yeah.
gonna allow this, and I love the fact that this is actually the youths taking matters into their own hands, not waiting and demonstrating, calling the government. F the
No,
government. They're the same people
the,
stealing that beach. So
the government's the one that's betraying you. Exactly. They're already in the pockets of the criminals. You don't get to tell us. You don't get to sell our beaches to people. Who the fuck are you to? That's an absolute. We're not going to tolerate that. Period.
exactly. But as we move on from that, still under Kenya, there's been new information still about how our president and the regime are stealing funds from millions of people. Now, recently, that was, I think, last week on Monday. I remember we were having a conversation with and having a back and forth with Kamlesh, telling him what the government has said, but he didn't believe me until I think he saw the information. So the government right now has allowed for them to be actually accessing your M-Pesa. That is actually if you're signed into the Social Health Authority, right? They're going to have access to your
Wow.
M-Pesa where deducting money without prompting you to put a PIN. So every month they're going to be taking some certain amount, whether it's locked on your M-Shari, whether you think it's safe on just the normal M-Pesa, they're going
Well,
to
this is
take them
criminal.
out
This is
without.
this is You might as well call Kenya criminal gut. This is criminal. How the hell
So
do you got the right to go to my bank account or my M-Pesa and take money out of it? Are you crazy?
it makes sense. So that is, of course, a theft of the highest level. Now, when we had literally, this is the Social Health Authority, which was changed, I think, in 2024 or early 2023 from NHIF, literally, which stands for the, where you pay, again, you paying for your hair, for your medical bills and all that. It doesn't do a goddamn thing. It doesn't. You ask yourself, where is this money that I keep on paying? Why can't it cover my medical bills? Why do I still have to go back to my pocket and remove money? Why can't it even cover literally even the medicines I want from the hospital? Why do I need to go back to my pocket, go get medicines outside because the hospital cannot provide those medicines? We really have a joke in our system, and we're so comfortable with this. This actually, it surprises me. It surprises me. Sometimes I wake up and question, what if I was born in a political family? Would I still have the spirit I have right now of questioning things, or would I be comfortable seeing people just suffering and I'm okay because me and my family were okay? Sometimes it says you question your things, like, because these people, we're living in a very unjust system and people are just comfortable with it. And HIF was not working. These people lied to you. They're gonna switch it, just a different name. Like we keep on saying, kid, they come with different names, but it's the same project, the same
Of
agendas,
course. Exactly.
teams and corruption. Nothing changes. So they come up with a different names. Already from the beginning, we had a woman. Remember, we had a woman who was abducted because she came out with clear evidence of telling, she was actually a nurse when people were being abducted. She was abducted in the hospital when she was supposed to be actually attending to a patient. And this because she exposed on TikTok the truth about Social Healthcare Authority, which is not working. Talking about the funds, they are being looted. The hospital have not been given any funds. There's nothing that has been literally serve. There's nothing. No, there's nothing that they can do to help the patients because there's no money. The money they're being told that is there, it's not there. So now, of course, the evidence is out. We have 11 billion missing, literally, from the social health care. This is between 2024 October and April 2025. And of course, bet more between now, April 2025 to now, how much is gone. If 11 billion was looted literally during this period of time, they're saying as an adult report, one of President William Ruto's flagship project, the Social Healthcare Authority, lost at least 11 billion Kenyan shillings to fraud between October 2024 and April 2025, majorly cited from multiple private-owned hospitals submitting fake claims. The healthcare CS, that is the cabinet secretary, Aden Duale, who is a corrupt-ass person, is being corrupt like since I was a child and still in this system. While reacting to the damning reporting, confirms the theft and saying that most privately owned facilities during the period deliberately converted outpatient services into inpatient claims, leading to the hospital fraudulently receiving billions in reimbursement from SHA. Further, it has been established that in maternity services, some hospitals claim that all their deliveries were cesarean sections and an activity that defiles World Health Organization standards. And in other instances, healthcare workers in some hospitals were recorded as patients, God damn, which is crazy. And the medical facilities lodged fraudulent claims to SHA, receiving millions in reimbursement. So the question is, where is the money? Number one, we have really pathetic hospitals. Like, this is very merciless. And this, I think, it takes us back to this is literally the IMF and the World Bank still, if you ask me. This is them heavily taxing citizens across the African continent because we have leaders who consistently keep on borrowing. Yesterday, we talked about Ruto wanting to borrow 900 and something billion, one of the two, for road projects. And yet we can't see even a goddamn any road projects that he's done since he started giving us promises. There's none. Like I said yesterday, they always go to these locations called the media. There's a rainbow and balloons and a Caesar. They cut the whole thing. It's put on the flashes, the cameras flash, and that's it. There's nothing. You don't see a tractor, not even a goddamn soil being poured there, not even a goddamn stone being poured there. So what are we really doing? You know, it goes back to me questioning. I think I was trying to think about this. Was it yesterday or Monday when we were having one of the conversation? Again, you question because this system has been literally set up by white people who, again, are war. How do I say? People of war in nature, right? And if you look at how our presidents are leading us, and then you question revolution, when will it ever happen? I feel like it goes back to again science, where I think you mentioned it sometime, Kitty said the universe is tired. I think it was in Japan or I don't know, one of the places right now they're paying people millions of money for them to give birth because their numbers are dying. So the only way actually justice can be found from all these families, because you're like, how is 1% doing all this evilness? Because it goes back to the 1% literally. The 4% are just puppets, and the puppets are the one who are making the majority of us suffer this way, literally. So how is it that 1% has been doing all this evil and you claim that there's no justice? You can't do anything to defeat them. Of course there is, and it goes back to nature. Them dying out, literally that's the only solution. Them dying out is going to be the only way people
It's the
can
only
live in
solution. The only
harmony.
solution. Only solution because the Africans won't fight for nothing. Exactly. It's gonna be the
Mm,
only solution. So the universe is gonna do it. Universe is saying the creator, right? The creator. I want to call it the creator of everything is saying enough is enough. You got to get rid of these
exactly.
people because they were not made by the universe. They're made by other individuals in the universe, uh, doing shit they weren't supposed to be doing. They weren't supposed to make unnatural shit. So the
Mhm.
universe is saying enough is enough, and seeing the fruits of its labor. And please, black people, stop sleeping with other people. Let them go. Let them go. The universe is getting rid of them. You don't
Mhm.
understand what's going on. It has nothing to do with them not being able to go to work, or they can still they can still sleep with each other, but they're not having any babies. That's a reason for that. That's why all their birth rates are down. The Asians, the Caucasians, all of them have been wicked on this planet. So the universe is saying enough. The creator of not your fake Allah, not your fake Jesus, the real creator of the universe saying enough, enough. So he's not doing it violently. He's saying, okay, you won't be able to reproduce anymore. But you know what they can
Exactly.
reproduce through? Everybody shouldn't try to get what? That black woman's womb.
Exactly. Because I think it is. Let me share that video very quickly before I shift into the other one. It's this one. I saw it. This guy was explaining it.
Is in full desperation mode. Besides already paying $14,000 for getting married, Busan is now
This
paying
is in Korea, yeah? Korea.
just to go on blind dates. They literally give you $350 for going on one date and even help cover the cost of meeting each other's parents. On top of that, if a couple decides to get housing, there is additional support, either $20,000 for a deposit or a rental subsidy of around $542 per month. So in total, if a couple goes through all the stages, meeting, marriage, housing, they can receive a support package of up to $35,000. Why is the government doing all this? Because the birth rate has dropped so low that
Oh
Koreans are
yeah.
literally disappearing. And even after the government spent more than $15 billion trying to fix it, almost nothing has changed.
Meanwhile, the United States government signed a $5.1 billion memorandum of understanding in late 2025, committing $2.1 billion in U.S. funds, requiring Nigeria to invest $8 billion domestically, focusing on HIV, TB, malaria, maternal health. You know what all of these have in common? They require vaccines. So while everyone else in the world is trying to get their numbers up because they see a threat, what happens when your numbers are down? Nigeria is handing over our health to people who are going to come sterilize us. Don't forget, the United States government said that they are going to take over Nigeria's healthcare sector, and they will monitor it so that they're going to do it in the best interest of the United States security. I need you to answer a question for me. What do you think America's best interest is when it comes to Nigerian health?
Not even Nigeria. It's because remember, this didn't happen in Nigeria only. We had Kenya, we had Uganda, and I bet so many countries that were not gazetted, but literally the deal was signed because we are under again the same political system, and the fact that again we are in this organization, like I said yesterday, the IMF, the World Bank. Personally, I've understood very well. You can't escape these global agendas, and especially anything that the US literally wants you to do. A good example is just what we were literally watching on Monday on him talking about France. You said you're not gonna do it. Hell yeah, you're gonna do it. This is America. God damn it. So this is nothing to do just with Nigeria, or the aim is Africa, the continent of Africa, because we have the capability. Our
Yes.
women, let's
Yes.
be specific, our women have
And
the capability
Yeah,
to produce.
isn't that funny? So you black women, nobody, your birth rate doesn't care about your goofy tribe because the Creator knows you're all one people. That's why the black woman's birth rate's up, no matter if you're in Kenya, Nigeria, because you know the universe knows you're the same black woman. Ain't that funny?
Mm, it's we need to it's lack of education is really really bad. Lack of information is so bad. Ignorance is so bad, and this is how bad it has gotten us as Africans. We're more focused on religion, things that don't concern us, entertainment, bullshit, soccer, and all that. We'd rather kill ourselves literally or each other because of soccer, because that happens, especially in Africa. Oh my God. Thank God the past match this Sunday, the team that won didn't lose. Because I've been making that as a joke, but it's serious. I was telling Kamlesh, if your team lost, bet you would be having reports from different countries of Manchester United fans killed themselves. People were betting millions because of just a soccer game. Like, please,
That's what
can we get
exactly.
to
See,
me about
sports,
evolution?
well, sports is for the immature. That's what I use sports, Joe. You understand? So once you go back to use, ancient Rome created sports to allow themselves to keep stealing from the people. Those are called distractions. So
Mm-hmm.
um, those are called distractions, Joe. So it's called when the people have nothing. When the people are not given justice, good economy, you say you give them bread and circuses. So keep that up real quick, Joby. I want you to go to Google and ask this question.
Yeah,
Say
I'm on
say
there.
say so okay, say why would a government give its people bread and circuses? That's what sports are. So let's keep you distracted, like you said, from the real shit that happens. Because soft-minded people are involved, get caught up in sports because it's a distraction from them getting stolen from them, and how the world works, and keeps you occupied
Mm-hmm.
and never
Mm-hmm.
focusing on the real thing. Go ahead, what did you say, Joby?
It says a government provides breads and suckers, food and entertainment, primarily to maintain social order, secure political
Exactly,
popularity, and prevent
exactly.
unrest by keeping the population satisfied, distracted, and perceived.
That that's
Originating
that.
in ancient Rome, this is
Yep.
strategy. This is a strategy diverts. This strategy diverts public attention away from the political issues, economic hardships, or lack of freedom. Facts, and it does big time.
That exactly. That's why your soccer exists, Joe. What it
Hmm.
does.
Crazy. It's so crazy. But let me wind that video up. Then we go to another one. Main conversation.
Tinubu has, in April of this year, United States will now be in charge of every.
Tinibu might. Should I say it or I shouldn't? I think Tinibu might die. Did you see the video of him? I don't know. He was, I think, somewhere and he collapsed. Pole pole with the
Well,
mango.
I don't know. He's old too. He's all these 80-year-old morons in Africa. I think I'm assuming he's like 81. I think Tinubu's like 80. It'd be nice, but they'll just put another puppet in there.
Mm-hmm.
Ready,
Everybody's
die, or not.
healthcare in Nigeria. And you know what's so funny? It says specific support for Christian-based faith organizations. All of you that Holy Ghost fire, Jesus, yes, take that verse.
Yeah.
You will have no children. Our numbers are going down. They are you will own nothing. You will be happy. They have said it. Our numbers are a threat. Go read the Kissinger report. Tinubu has given away your land to France. He's giving away the health of your children to the United States. Tinubu and his people need to go. But Nigerians will do nothing about it.
But they don't understand that. They don't understand that. They be praying to Jesus while they get injected with sterilization. That's because you're stupid. Your religion is a fake, and they're gonna kill you with it because you're a moron. Okay? They'll be sterilizing you. You'll be screaming about your fake Jesus while they destroy your birth rate, stupid, because you're a threat. See, Black people now starting to run because the universe, the real creator said, you're not going to be on your back anymore. I'm going to make I'm going to make your population overwhelmingly, right? I don't think it's going to work, even though they're going to try to sterilize you morons. I think the creator is going to step in and change your genetics on your stupid asses without you even knowing it. So the shots won't even work on your stupid ass because the creator's already said. I think that's what's going to happen. I think through sunlight and your being in the sun, I think it's going to change your genetic coding. I think that's what's going to happen. Glory, Joby.
Okay. That's what's up. Literally.
Because you're too stupid to protect yourself. Yeah, he said, I like him. He's funny. I don't like to say Africans are so damn stupid. Not especially Nigerians.
Because it's really. I don't. It's our ignorance is scary sometimes. You know.
I told you.
See it's scary sometimes. You see how someone is so ignorant. It really scares you. Like, man, I don't want anything to do with you. I don't want to deal with you. I don't want anything to be. I don't want to be involved with you. Like, because your ignorance is so scary. You can get me killed literally because of your ignorance. For real. That's how I look at even some things. I'm like, nah, this one, nah. I don't want to be around you. I'm not gonna be around you because sent to this white lady. This one is talking about, as we talk about literally how Africa cannot be saved by white people because again, you can't be having Mr. Beast, having Macron's, having all these attorney general, whatever. These people, Trump coming to. Africa has been suffering from malaria for the longest time. You don't have better hospitals, so we come with a solution. Can we go back to real history? How did you find Africans living before you came with your fake injections?
Exactly. How was Africans surviving for millions of years in Africa without your goofy malaria shit? See, Africans have a natural thing called sickle cell. So if you don't, and that's another thing with you pretendings in America. You won't never go get a test. Do you carry the sickle cell trait? The reason why you carry the sickle cell trait, it was you being African, it was to allow you to catch malaria but not kill you. So the cell would sickle to keep you from dying from malaria. So you see, another natural remedy. That's why most black people carry something called sickle cell trait. Put this up for me, Joe, real quick, since you got this. Put this up. Say, ask Google, say, what is sickle cell trait? See, I know I'm African. I have sickle cell trait because I'm African. I have that. I'm African. I have sickle cell trait. I got that. You know why? Because I'm not indigenous to this place where I'm at. I'm indigenous to Africa. So most of you morons, especially in America, you said pretendians, go get a test. I know most of you Negroes are sickle cell. You have sickle cell trait. That means you're from Africa, because that was the natural way of the body healed itself from from having malaria.
Period.
Sickle cell trait. Go ahead, Joby.
A sickle cell trait is a relatively mild condition caused by the presence of a single gene for sickle cell anemia, producing a smaller amount of abnormal hemoglobin and conferring some resistance to malaria.
Exactly, Joby. To malaria. So guess what I got, Joby? Even though I'm born in America, but I'm an African. I have sickle cell trait, Joby, because I'm supposed to be in Africa to protect me from malaria, Joby.
Mm-hmm.
You would have that too, because you're an African, Joby. And all Africans have that trait, Joby. Because that. Go ahead, Joby.
I remember the time I had malaria in 2019, and my aunt literally, she didn't have money to give me to buy me medications, and the moment she did, all the medications, I used to throw them under the bed, because I remember the moment she found them, she was so pissed off. She's like, man, I struggled so hard to get the money to get you medications and you're throwing them under the bed. All I did was I was just puking, because you just lose appetite, and sweating a lot. But I survived it. I didn't die, because I thought I was gonna die, because malaria is crazy. I like, every time I hear someone has malaria, I'm like, God damn, get well very soon, because that shit. But you can survive it as an African, because I didn't go to the hospital and all that, and I was okay. Literally within a week, I was okay. By the end of the week, I was literally getting better. But Yeah, Sister Michelle says she doesn't have sickle cell. She doesn't have
Nah, not sickle cell trait. You have sickle cell trait. We're not saying you have full blown sickle cell, Michelle. Sickle cell trait. That's two different things.
Okay.
So
Yeah, but
sickle cells when it completely closes the cell and it becomes a problem. But as Dr. Sabi said, because of problem because your diet's fucked up. Change your diet, you won't have any problem with sickle cell anemia. It's because you're eating Western food when you're supposed to be eating African shit. Ain't it funny? Even though you're born, you're supposed to be eating an African diet. So that's when your sickle cell, if you got sickle cell anemia, it causes that problem because you're eating a fucked up westernized, highly starched diet where you're supposed to be eating green leafy vegetables and fruits. So if you change your diet to an ancient African, you have no problem with having sickle cell anemia. I'm talking about the trait. I don't know if you have the trait. I don't know if you have, Michelle. I don't know if you have the trait or not. Have you ever been tested for the trait? How do you know you have it? Have you been tested?
let us know. But let me share this video as we continue. This lady is talking about the exploitation of Africa. Again, as we talk about our ignorance. Remember the video I shared of a white guy yesterday saying Nigerians don't understand anything to do with their economy. And it goes back to majority of the African people. Again, we've not even been taught financial literacy. Let's even start from there.
Not the trait. That's sickle cell anemia. There's a different. That's sickle cell anemia. Michelle, you're confusing there's differences. No, your coworker died of sickle cell. Yeah, they had sickle cell. That's a difference. There's a trait and there's a complete thing itself. I don't have sickle cell itself. I have the trait, right? It's saying the trait comes from African people, right? I don't have sickle cell. It's saying if I do, and let's say I was to marry somebody with sickle cell trait as well, that would say my child could have full blown sickle cell. We're talking about sickle cell anemia. We're not talking about the anemia, Michelle. I'm talking about the trait. Trait is completely different. That's an African people. We're not talking about full blown sickle cell. I don't have that. Sickle cell is full blown. That's a difference. You know, I have Joby look it up at the end of the show to explain it to you. The sickle cell trait is completely different than sickle cell anemia, Michelle. You're confusing the two. Sickle cell trait is a genetic marker of being African, right? It's the trait. It's not full blown sickle cell anemia. So you're confusing the two. I have Joby explain it. I want to interrupt Joby's show. I have look it up at the end to explain it to you. You're confusing the two. Go ahead, Joby.
But the truth is, it's a million miles from the reality of EU-Africa trade policy as it exists now. Because our economic relations with Africa are simply a continuation of European colonialism, perpetuating exploitation by other means. Africa trades more with Europe than it does with itself. It's portrayed as a poor continent, but actually it's the richest. It's just that the people there are denied the fruits of their land and their labor by unequal economic relations, by unfair trade rules, by illicit capital flights into the Western banks, and by multinational corporations allowed off the leash by Washington, London, and Brussels.
I don't think you'd have to be a genius to know that the last thing the Horn of Africa needs is more foreign military bases, more weapons, and more European meddling. What we call our strategic relationship isn't about human flourishing, it's about the EU's ambitions as a superpower. There's now a new great game in the Horn of Africa. Greater and lesser powers are pockmarking the place with military bases. France, the US, China, Germany, Japan, Italy, Saudi Arabia all have a presence in the tiny area of Djibouti alone. Mercenaries are swarming in from all quarters. The entire region is being militarized. War is in the air. And what about the people facing climate and food insecurity? None of this benefits them. We talk about instability, but we only make it worse. We flood the place with weapons, hand over the profits to European arms companies, and charge the bill our citizens. And then with the carnage, we go back in and we do it all again. It's a racket. Strategic relationship, it's one thing after another, isn't it? Really, it's the same as it ever was. And all I can say is God save Africa from Europeans offering help.
No, God
Exactly.
can save Africa. It's gonna save itself. Literally, maybe if we go back to the saying about the universe wiping you guys out, that's true. The funny thing is, this is not the first time we're hearing this white people talk about how they're exploiting Africa or how Africa's been exploited, but yet there's nothing that changes about those patterns. It remains the same thing.
No.
The same approach, collaboration, cooperation. Let's trade. Let's do this. Come for the summit. We're not going to come to your country, ensure you bring your asses here. We put you on a bus, ensure you attend the queens and the kings burials, so put yourself on the carpet you are, and still come back home and talk like Ruto. Or, these people always they see us like nothing. They put us on a bus. Of course they did. What did you change about that? Because still after yapping, you still went for another summit, saying we can't be 54 countries in a continent and all of us we take our asses to. Of course you do. You have no choice. There's no power we've created, and you dare question or talk about AI videos about a man who's actually doing something to make this country better. Ibrahim Traore, without the help of the same people who have been collaborating with you for centuries, for years, and not bringing any change towards Africa. Still when are we expecting the white man to still be our savior? Isn't it enough with religion? We already have a white man as a Christ, as the savior of the world. Now, even when it comes to our stomachs, we really need white people to come help us. Like, hey, I see you're starving so much. And of course they do. That's the funny thing. Give you a loaf of bread, show that to the world, and that's it. They've fed you. This is all by design. If anything was to change, I would have seen change since I was young. I've grown up questioning a lot of things from media personally. A lot. It didn't make sense to me always having, especially for me, I think the situation that caught my head a lot, I think also having my mom going through it, GBV. I used to see these news anchors going to places where there's a woman who has been beaten brutally by a husband, or a husband has been beaten brutally by a wife. And then they go back next time, handle the same situation. This guy is not behind bars. They come, they still beat you again? Oh, you're still suffering from HIV and AIDS? Oh, you still don't have shoes? For how long? Where is the solution? Where is the pattern of you showing us? This is what happened from the last time we were here. These are the type of changes we actually have been following up, and this is nothing. You gotta be tired, man. I don't know till when you want to be tired, but you need to be tired enough.
This is how Western powers are keeping Africa poor. The involvement of Western powers in African affairs has a long and complicated history, with both positive and negative impacts.
It's not complicated. It's complicated.
There has been nothing positive that European has ever done with Africa. Positive and negative. It's already a lot. It's been all negative. There's been no positive growth that Europe has ever brought to no Africa. None of it. Exactly. Go ahead.
Exactly.
Positive and
on the continent. While there have been many instances where Western aid and assistance has helped to promote development and stability.
That's another lie, because Africa was never unstable until Europeans showed up. Africa never needed aid. Never. Exactly. Where was all the aid when the Europeans were poor in the caves sucking their own penises and fucking the animals? What are you talking about? Africa only needs the aid because these people came in, destabilized and stole land for farming and gave to white people. What are you talking about? That's why this is always propaganda. Africa was never destabilized before white people showed up. So what are you talking about?
I'm actually showing it because this is the same propaganda they've been using upon Africans for so long. Again, this is how the media, this is how now, especially with the Mr. Beast issue, trust me, it's everywhere on the mainstream media. For our parents, they're seeing this like, God damn, I wish that was my child. God damn, I wish I was there. They wish so bad that the white person was there to help them. Literally the same way as other people.
And they still know, and just like your first bill, that's why they're gonna be there in line when the white people come to inject their ass with sterilization shit too.
In Africa, there are also many ways in which the policies and actions of Western countries have contributed to poverty and inequality on the continent.
Have contributed.
From
They're the reason why it happened.
Colonialism, the legacy of Western involvement in Africa has left a profound impact on the continent. While many African countries have gained independence from their former colonial powers,
they have not. They have not. You know, that's a lot. That's what they have not, Joe. They have never gained any independence. Exactly. They have not.
These are the debates that we need the African Union to be having, like with these colonial masters.
If the African Union was real, of course.
Yeah.
If the African Union is not real.
These are the type of debates we need to be having. Not can we process what is it, homosexuality in our country? We need what is it called? There's a whatever. Can we sexualize? Can we bring the rainbow flags in our country? Those are the type of debates.
That's a distraction. And that's on purpose. That's distraction. Remember, they want you to argue about bullshit, non-insignificant shit. So that's what the homosexual argument's about, Joe. It's nonsensical. No, it shouldn't be. Who cares? Who gives a fuck? We want to know about the money. We want to know why we're poor. We want to know why we haven't developed. We want to know why we don't have good schools, good food, good everything. That's what we're talking about. So they want you to argue about something that has nothing to do with anything.
That's true.
Legacies of exploitation, resource extraction, and political domination continue to shape African politics and economies. Today, African countries continue to face a range of challenges, including poverty, conflict, corruption, and poor governance. While these issues are complex and multifaceted, it is clear that the policies and actions
they're
of
not
Western countries
they're not complex. They're not complex. They're not complex. The white man. They're not complex. You know, we know these questions are complex. They're not complex. The white man came into Africa, stealing, robbing, and killing, and setting up puppet governments. It's not complex. And he refuses to leave. It's not complex. Go ahead, Joe.
Let me just shift very quickly from that video, because those are the lies again. You'll see here. They again, like you say, they mix the truth with the lies.
They make truth with lies, exactly. They make truth with lies, exactly.
That's the mainstream media. They're very good at that. I'm not gonna share this white guy's video because it's very evident, just like the other white woman who's talking about Africa is always exploited. He openly told us why they keep Africa poor. Literally, the first white guy on the screen. We keep Africa poor because of this and this and this and this.
Yeah, they keep African poor so they can stay rich. They feed off of, they're parasites. He said we feed off of Africa, and he tell you it ain't nothing. Don't ever believe that Europe is going to stop that, because without Africa, he's telling you we're going to go poor. He's just telling you the truth. He said without Africa, we're going to go poor, and we're not willing to go poor to help no Africans.
Let me share this.
At the top is 10% ruling class. The middle, 30%. That's the so-called middle class. And at the bottom are the masses. So in planned poverty, 60% of the population are perpetually meant to be poor. Then they should only be focusing on tumbo, what to eat today. That is why you see
hand them out.
All they talk about is price of ugali. Yeah, you are concerned when you wake up in the morning.
Exactly, that's what you're saying. So you can't even fathom what's politically happening to you because you're living hand to mouth. So you tell you 60% of Kenyans are impoverished. They can't even think about what's happening to them or how it happens. They just think about the price of ugali. How am I feed myself? Can I get more than one meal a day? Same thing. All of Africa is hand to mouth, and that's all of Africa, living hand to mouth situation. But I try to teach ear-time. Not everybody. It is everybody. Are you crazy? The majority is telling you. Majority of people live hand to mouth in Africa, in Kenya. Go ahead, Joe.
How to put something in your stomach. That is like 60% of the population.
Majority.
So they will do everything to make sure that all you care about is food in your stomach. Period.
Yep.
Then you go to the middle. The so-called 30% middle class. To them also, they are given little comfort. But they are caught up in mortgage schemes that are very expensive. The healthcare system is not working. They have to rely on private healthcare. And they must be beholden to their jobs. Because you just know one slight mistake like this, you'll join the Tumbo group. Right? And the intention is they should never focus on the 10%.
Focus on what's happening.
Wealth of the nation is controlled by the 10%. So everybody down the pyramid is serving the 10%.
Yep.
So you only have few people with money. That's what they're doing to you. That's demand side economics. As you are saying, supply side. I want to see little kings everywhere, people with money. Why should we have a planned poverty? Why should we have the pyramid? What is my problem if Okinyi graduates and is running a media enterprise? He's able to access capital to put up a proper studio and employ more young people. They sell their content. Why should that be my problem? I should be happy as government that Okinyi is going to make money and pay tax. These young people that he has employed are going to spend in my economy. I'll be able to collect tax, in consumption tax, VAT, to put up development projects, roads. So why should I go to the bank to squeeze out this young entrepreneur from accessing capital? Or I take capital at 17% so that when he goes, he'll be asked to pay 25%. Where will he afford? I want to be out of that market. I should not be competing with him. The market should be begging this young man to take a credit facility at 3% interest rate. You can access a credit of even 50 million. What can't you do with that? And you have already market. You have an idea in your mind. That is how to break down this chain of colonialism. This is now neo-colonialism. And it is designed to make you fail. Don't for a moment think. When you hear anybody from Kenya Kwanza discussing with you the price of unga ugali, that is helping you. No, he's actually affirming to you that you are actually at the place where they want you to be.
You to be, exactly.
Only focus on your stomach.
Exactly. That's what. Exactly.
I'm eating today. Now I'm okay.
You got focus on your stomach, and then you get bread and focus on your stomach and bread and circuses. So people, the soccer match, I can't. Who won? Messi, Manchester United. Who gives a shit? None of that garbage, Manchester, whoever, all that foolish nonsense, and you know that's why it's put there for morons around. Oh, Manchester United, whoever. I don't even know none of them goofy people. I had to get out too. I didn't watch. I was part of the bread and circuses too in America. I haven't looked at football in over 10 years. I don't know who the fuck winning, who not winning. Basketball. I had to get out. And I'm living on life. I was in my late 30s. About 10, 11, 12 years ago when I stopped looking at this shit in my late 30s. I was looking at bread and circuses and not knowing the reality what it's about. Till I opened a black up and started reading. I said, they got me comping this bread and circuses shit. Because I was addicted to the shit. I'm like, you know it works. I was addicted to sports. Addicted to watching football. I couldn't imagine that going. Today I don't even give it. I found the shit. I can't even look at the shit now. But imagine 12, 13 years. I was addicted. Like a drug addict. I could imagine. I'm telling the truth. I couldn't go on Sunday without football. Where the fuck is football? Man, football get going. Oh, yeah, football's coming on. I'm talking American football, not the soccer. It's the same thing. Same thing, same craziness. Oh, yeah. I look at pro basketball except on the playoffs because that shit was born. But college basketball was my shit too. And the damn Final Four, you guys know the Final Four to me, the road to the Final Four was the most exciting shit. The basketball, the college, not the pro basketball, the college basketball tournament, and also my college football. You know, I'm invested. I was the Florida State band, the Seminoles. I was all in that shit. Those sides to go to the games, go up to Tallahassee. So I know I was addicted to that shit. And then I was already walking away from it. Then 10 years, 10 years ago. The Kaepernick thing really culminated it for me. It was so clear. Joey says, well, it's one of those moments that is so clear. If you don't see this, you goddamn stupid. The racism and the indoctrination was so prevalent. When Kaepernick said, well, I want to take a knee at the beginning of the football game just to support black people and being killed by police, and say, you know, we're against police brutality, right? That's all it was. Black people were going to take a knee before the game. We weren't going to support the American national anthem because it's racist. And it's funny, you know, this country's so bad. The country's national anthem is racist to black people. Ain't it crazy? The country's so fucking wicked. The country is so fucking wicked and based on nothing but evil that its own national anthem is racist. Can you imagine the fucking mindset? And so black people, and most sadly, most black people didn't even know that the national anthem was racist toward them, saying niggas be slaves and all that shit. They never read they never read the second verse of our national anthem that said you niggas should die and be slaves. And so now that got out finally, right? That got out finally. Black people in football said, no, we're just going to take a knee. We're not going to do the flag. See, we're going against white people power. See, white people and black people don't understand. For them, it's about control and power. Times change, they don't. Don't ever think that, oh, we changed. Every day we changed. That was way back then. All that way back then shit they tell you. That's a lie. Times change, they don't. And I hear other people now using my verbiage. They came for me. But I see it's funny how everybody on YouTube can't find our channel, but I go to things him saying it just like me. Time change, they don't. So when black people took a knee, would you hear white people around America go crazy? I didn't really think it was that me being naive too. I know the racism real, but I didn't know it was that visceral, right? I think it was gonna be that visceral. So black athletes just tried to kneel and show some respect. So we're gonna take a time for ourselves. We're gonna reflect, maybe pray, or just be quiet, kneel, right? What did all white America do? You goddamn dirty niggas! You better stand! You better stand for the flag, you no good niggas! What dare you niggas be disrespectful to America? How dare you no good dirty niggas don't do what you're told to do? You seen a visceral, instant, racist effect of power. It was visceral, right? Visceral. The hate was immediate. It even fucked me up in the head. I said, what? They're getting mad because we're just kneeling? And you heard how dare you, dirty niggas. Because remember, it's about power and control for them. See, that's when, you know, good thing I analyze everything from a psychological area. How dare, I was like, what? What's going on? All you see on social media erupted. How dare you, dirty niggas? Who the fuck you think you are? Who you niggas think you are? That you was actually taking control and saying, you know what? You know, you didn't ask for no violence. You didn't ask to hurt anybody. You said we're going to take a knee. Remember, last year they told them to take a knee for what? For Israel. Anybody get mad about that? You guys remember that? You remember they said all the athletes are going to take and Israel's created the G side, right? They said you niggas are going to now take a knee for Israel. You guys remember that? The football. You niggas are going to take a knee for Israel. Now, they made them do that because they, you know, the niggas. You're going to take a knee. But when we took a knee for ourselves, see, nobody got mad when they took a knee for Israel. But when we took a knee for ourselves, so we're not, for our own self-respect, our own dignity, because we're not going to stand for a racist ass anthem that says niggas should be murdered and killed. No, we're not going to do that, right? So we're going to take back our self-respect, our dignity. And instantly, before we leave, I'm going to put this up real quick. Joe, I want you to put this up real quick. Mm-hmm. Go to TikTok or YouTube. Say the response. Go to TikTok. It's probably, I'm sure people share their videos, even though TikTok didn't even exist then. Say the response. Right? Say the response of white people after black. Say the response of white people after black people took a knee in 2016. In 2016, football games. I should say NFL. No, my fault. Say this. You ready? Say NFL games. Say NFL games at the end instead of football games. Say NFL games. I just see some of these videos. I'm sure they put them on TikTok by now. TikTok didn't even exist back then, I don't think, yet.
So the NFL is encouraging their players to take a knee as a sign of respect towards Israel before every single game. Now, remember in 2016 when Colin Kaepernick took a knee during the national anthem to raise awareness about police brutality in the United States, and the entire industry blackballed him and ruined his career? And now they're turning around and saying, yeah, take a knee, support Israel, respect Israel. How can the NFL make such a big deal now?
Exactly. This is what you're saying. And remember, Kaepernick was kicked out the league. Say, you no good dirty nigga. How dare you do this? You're now cut off. You'll never play for another team in your life. So they got rid of his ass. Even starting this, right? See, like you said, now you remember. See, for Israel, you can knee. Put somebody else's power as a nigga. For somebody committing genocide. See, I want you to understand the psychological and the dynamics that they have with you on a psychological level. So you can knee for somebody else's power and somebody else's despicable behavior. But you can't kneel for your own integrity, for your own justice. How dare you, dirty niggas? Go ahead, Joe. Keep playing.
News when a man stands up against police brutality in his country, but then encourage players to show respect towards an oppressive state that has bombed half of a city and killed over 15,000 Palestinians who they've been oppressing for 75 years. I don't understand. I think this is a disgrace. I think this is horrible.
You understand?
Why is the NFL doing this? They should be taking a knee and encouraging their players to show respect towards the 15,000 Palestinians murdered by Israel.
Go to another video, Joe.
That's all for this
video. Go to the next line. I want to see the white people go crazy.
They make us believe that Colin Kaepernick made it political. Nah, he would throw something political that was already there. And America has been punishing him for it ever since. If you haven't already, meet Colin Kaepernick.
But they destroyed his ass.
Adopted, raised in a white family, but grew up inside of systems that told him opportunity meant silence. And he did everything the right way, their way. Excelled in school, dominated at Nevada, worked his way into the NFL. By 2012, he was leading the San Francisco 49ers to the Super Bowl. Mobile, smart, accurate. A quarterback the league said that it was looking for until he opened his mouth. So, the moment that changed everything. In 2016, Colin Kaepernick sat and then kneeled during the national anthem. Not for attention, not for shock, but for a reason he said plainly. Police violence, state power, black people being killed without consequence. He consulted veterans. He explained himself calmly. He never disrespected the flag. He just challenged the lie that was attached to it. And that's what broke the spell. Because kneeling didn't threaten patriotism. It threatened comfort. After 2016, Kaepernick was still young, still healthy, still statistically competitive with starting quarterbacks. And yet, no team would touch him. Not because he couldn't play, but because he wouldn't shut up. Owners called him a distraction. Fans burned jerseys. Politicians screamed.
Exactly. White power went crazy. Exactly. They burned jerseys. And the other stuff said, "You no good, dirty nigga. Who do you think you are? You niggas are supposed to be at the bottom and shut your fucking mouth. How dare you?" All he did was say, "I'm going to sit this out. I'm going to protest the police violence happening to African people. I'm going to, I'm not going to stand and do the national anthem. I'm not going to do that because it's racist towards my people." That's right, it's racist towards your people, you nigga. It's what it's supposed to be. Fuck is wrong with you? Go ahead, Joe. Go ahead, Joe. Go ahead.
Teams to fire players like him. and the league pretended that it was coincidence. Kaepernick filed a grievance against the NFL for collusion, and the league settled quietly without admitting wrongdoings. But everyone understood the message. You speak up and you're gone. It wasn't just the protest. It was that he didn't beg to come back. He didn't cry on TV. He didn't soften his language. He didn't pivot into apology. Instead, he doubled down. He funded legal defense for protesters, donated millions to grassroots organizations. He turned his platform toward abolition, not reform. And that scared them more than the kneel ever did. Because now, he's not just a player. He's an example. So yeah, meet Colin Kaepernick, a quarterback who did exactly what this country claims it values. He spoke his conscience, and he stood for justice. And they tried to make him pay the price.
That's what and he should have been listening to Joby. Joby told him, justice without power doesn't work.
Exactly. You gotta have power, and black people, we don't have power. That's just the truth. But the end of the conversation. Shout out to Sister Michelle Dromosquito have been with us in the building. Dromosquito earlier was saying, I believe the word you are looking for is warmongers. Yeah, thank you. That was the word I was looking for earlier. Jibajaba Karibu saying sports feeds into the tribal nature of human animal. And also saying Tinibu took a bad fall. Yep, it did. It looks bad. It looks like it's sick or he might die.
I didn't see it. Yeah, we should have got it and shared it. I've never seen it.
I'll share it on the WhatsApp page. I also see Jiba says they'll put it in the ugali and other foodstuffs. They also says they say malaria was manufactured. Yeah, was it?
Malaria is ancient. I don't think it's manufactured by malaria goes back years. So, because it's also in your code. That's what I'm saying. So, Joe, before we leave, because Michelle's here, do this real quick. This will take you 5 seconds. Say, ask. It's gonna take you like 5-6 seconds. Just fast you type. Ask Google, what's the difference between full-blown malaria? Full-blown. What's the difference between sickle cell anemia and sickle cell trait? Because she was confusing sickle cell trait with sickle cell itself.
Okay, so it says sickle cell trait means inheriting one sickle cell gene and one normal gene, usually causing no symptoms, which is a carrier status. Sickle cell disease means inheriting two sickle cell genes, one with another abnormal gene, causing severe chronic illness due to the abnormal hemoglobin.
Yeah, so exactly. So understand that it means your body's got fully. And understand, it's not even a disease. It means if you eat right, it'll never affect you. If you have see, this is the whole thing about being taken out of Africa and not understanding eating an African diet. So it inflames it when you're eating European foods and not having a natural African diet, because it's not even a disease per se. That's what white people don't get it because they're not from Africa. They're not in their traits. That's why. And if you're an Indian, you wouldn't get it either. Ain't it funny? Because this was a cold climate over here. This was cold. So they're
telling you sickle cell trait cannot turn into sickle cell disease.
Exactly, but it's not a disease anyway. Even sickle cell itself is not a disease, right? Sickle cell trait just means you have the things about malaria. It's showing you your genetics coming from Africa. Okay, that's what it's showing you. But
your 5 seconds are out.
All right, well, let me. I guess I gotta finish explaining it. But sickle cell disease is not really a disease if you're eating It's only a disease when you're not eating properly. If you eat like an African, not a lot of bullshit the Africans eat today, but an old African diet, ancient, back before white people. You get to that diet, and you won't have any pain or any suffering of any diseases. Shout out to Dr. Sebi, who understood that. It's your diet that's fucking you up. It's not a disease. It was there to help you against malaria. So that's it, Joby.
Yeah, so much love. Also, Jibadaba says this is the Irish minister's routine that gives cover to the other ones. that don't speak up on the record. The drama says that was Joby when she was crying over Manchester United. I'm a fan of Arsenal, so goddamn Manchester. Goddamn Manchester, goddamn it.
Yeah. I don't know. I'm sorry. I don't know who's Manchester. I don't know who the fuck is Arsenal. I don't know that shit. So that's why I'm ignorant. I don't know none of it.
No, I don't think that's ignorance. That's nothing to do with ignorance. Then says the same people that talk shit about black people kneeling are talking about taking your guns like Trump said. Mr. Dramaster says he was in London about 5 years ago promoting one of the Friends Sports Foundation. But yeah, we're coming to the end of today's conversation right there. Thank you so much for everyone who has tuned in this morning. Kindly hit that like button as you leave and come back and catch up with Iwaton just in a few, see what she's going to be discussing on today's conversation. But from me to you, that's been my time, Keith, and I'm out.